Hi guys, welcome to the channel for new battle report. So I had a bit more fun game since the Legend, basically the season pack 2 has been released, including the legendary characters. It was a good occasion for me to try out Ganzorig, the character of Ogre, who is a Merc vet, and against Lady Chrysalie from Vampire Covenant. So it's a matchup that I played a lot in the past. And it was also for me the occasion to play again Ogre after a long time with Infernal Dwarfs. So it was a nice fun game on a table. I hope you will enjoy it. This was my list. So basically when you build a list around a special character, you need to take into consideration what kind of synergies you have, and that's something I think it's quite enjoyable to do with these new characters, is to try to find out new synergies, new type of list. So basically with Ganzorig, the synergies that you have is giving a battle focus to the bruisers in the first round of combat. So that's why I included 2 units of bruisers in my list. And then he has a bodyguard with the Merc vet. Instead of playing a big Death Star, I chose a multiple unit of Merc vets because I thought with one big unit you might be targeted by magic shooting and then be crippled too much. Here I thought if he gets into a unit and get crippled too much, then it could easily change unit basically during the game. Then I included 2 Kinitas and a Frost Mammoth, and then you have a small mage, which was quite interesting because he still has 5 spell but not a lot of channel. That was the main issue here, but still 5 spell for 340. I felt that's quite interesting, and cheap BSB as well. This was my list. I didn't pick it on the best way with the lights, but still I was happy to put it back on the table basically after a long time playing Infernal Dwarfs. And this was Lichemeister's list. So basically he played something with a lot of unit on the table. You don't have any big unit, big Death Star like that. He put Lady Chrysalie together with a Master Evocation for the character. He has a total of 3 rays, but 2 of them are Aura. Then he put 3 benches. In core you have 30 ghouls, 2 times 30 skeleton, one of them with Eldritch Might, 20 zombies for the Cadaver Wagon, 2 small units of Beauregard with shield, Spectral Hunter, and 2 units of Vampire Spawn that I always like a lot because they are very flexible, very mobile, a very useful unit in the list. Matchup analysis quickly. So we played Skull of Arag. So basically we wanted to try out this new scenario. You will see it's quite interesting. You will see this battle report will be a mix between a first part that is going to be more tactical, and the second part will be more fun. So it's going to be a good mix. And we play Encircle. On the matchup quickly, yeah, it's a multi-block Vampire Covenant with strong raise ability and satellite unit. I think the primary is quite open. The first half, as I thought about it, was to take the table to claim the clue token, and then the end game you have to score. But you need to anticipate. You need to make some odds or likelihood. Starting the battle, you need to kind of estimate your chances of winning the clue token game and therefore be able to pick it. Or if it's going to be most likely a tie, then you need to put your scoring more in the middle. So you need to take a prediction and put your scoring when you think the primary objective will be, because you have these 3 points in the middle of the map. So yeah, I thought it was very interesting to play. Secondary, it's VC who won the role to be defender, so he could pick it first, and he picked the one, I don't remember the name, but was to save a 3 banner. He needed to avoid to lose 3 banner, and for me I needed to take 3 banners, so more complicated for me than him. Pass to victory for Ogre, board control, fight on the primary, take the map, and then find potential combat opening for VC, defend the train. Also get scoring in the middle, play on the secondary objective where he has definitely an advantage, and also cover his unit, because basically the game plan of VC will be to augment the unit to be able to push up the map and then put counter charge into position. Other consideration, yeah, I think defending is definitely better in this game, and starting here could allow me to get early board control, but you will see here being defender, I think in combination between Encircle and the defender, you have a lot of option to give yourself an advantage on the clue token, as you will see. So you see the deployment. Lichemeister picked the map with the big center and the small flanks, so something more or less like that. It's hard to draw when I'm walking, but I try to do my best, and something like that for me, more or less. You see how it goes. So basically, you have clue token everywhere except the impassable, so you have one the hill for me that's going to be easy to grab, this one is going to be quite easy, and then I have the wall and the forest really in the middle of the map. And remember, the rule for the clue token is beginning of the turn. If you have a scoring unit within a train and the opponent hasn't, and there is still the clue token inside the train, you can pick it. So he elected here to do the vanguard on the hill, but he thought afterward he could have just basically go with this unit inside with the vanguard, and then he would have started his turn 1 inside the forest. Then this one I cannot really avoid it. This one is pretty easy. So, and the wall, so he could have easily got 4, and then just on this base you see I can only get 3, and he would have easily be able to choose the clue token. And then I think there is a game plan just on a strategic level, because you know I like this consideration on my channel. He could have, I think, played heavily on the right with a kind of sacrifice with bar guard or stuff like that on the train that he needs to claim, and then he could easily pick this one. Because I dropped everything for first turn, and I went center left, which makes sense because of the impassable, and basically I could easily get the hill, the wall, and the field, but I cannot get turn 1 into this train, or I would have need to drop something here on the top right. Maybe that would have been also an option to avoid that. That could have been also a consideration for me to put a unit here on this position, just to make sure I can, if I need to, I can jump into the forest to avoid him starting the turn 1 inside the forest. So I think that could have been also something for me to consider. So as you can see, we played, both of us, it's the first time we played it, and we didn't make the most optimal choices. Anyway, let's go over deployment. So I went left with the halberd mercs, then you have bruiser. I completely forgot that I had a courage banner and the stalker banner, so I could have played my bruiser a bit differently. I think there is also a way to put like a unit on the far right here to try to take advantage from the flank. Then I put the frosty in the middle. Here you have the shooty mergrets with the BSB and the mage. You have here a Ganzerig inside the unit of Iron Fist mergrets, and here the second unit of bruiser. And Lichemeister put on the left here the 2 spawn unit. You have the cavalry, I don't remember the name, the spectral hunter. Then bar guard on each side, and in the middle all is blocked. So zombies in the back, ghoul in the middle, and each side. This one will be the Eldritch Might, and the other one the flaming banner one. My turn 1, so I take the clue token on the left, I jump on the wall, I jump into the field, and I'm getting close to the forest to try to get an advantage on the primary. Nothing crazy from magic. I get pyro flow, kill some skellies, I kill more skellies with the shooting, so I think I take a total of 10 skeleton away from the Eldritch Might. My thought process was, first of all, he minimized with Spectral Hunter and the spawn that I cannot get him, and second of all, I thought if I reduce Eldritch Might, then I avoid this unit to grow too quickly in the game and to be able to push up the map, which could be an issue for me. His turn 1, I don't have any picture, but nothing crazy. I dispel some rays. My second turn, I ambush the board with the 2 keen eater on each side of the bar guard. So basically my idea was, if he turns around, I can potentially double charge him, and that would be good for me. As you can see, he just turned around the spawn this way and this way to avoid me getting any good spot for ambush. And I think if I go here in his back, I don't think it's too good, because these guys have flaming banner. I don't have anything to stomp, and I think the keen eater are mainly interesting against units that they can stomp. As you can see, I claim another 2 clue token from the wall and the field, and I go into the forest for the next turn. My opponent got the one from the hill and one from the wall, so there are still 2 to play. So at the moment I'm leading 3-2, and we're going to count the clue token at the end of the turn 3. And obviously, as you can see, for me, if I can win it, I would pick left, because I'm really sitting on the wall behind scoring with 3 units, so that's really perfect for me. And I think for my opponent, the best he can do is to pick the middle, because on the right he's not going to have anything to really score, so I think he would be picking the middle. Magic Face is going to dispel the pyro flow on the cavalry. I'm going to get Clouded Sight on his mage. He's turn 2. He gets into really nice repositioning with the spawn just behind his main unit, and basically he's telling me you can charge in the front with both, you are not likely to go through, and he would get a counter charge on a 5 Swift. 5 Swift is a bit too easy in my opinion. He gets into here the forest and he starts to feed me chaff. So he sends one Banshee here and one Banshee here. The two of them are going to shoot into Ganzoring unit to avoid me getting too many bodies, that I have too many bodies with bodyguard, and I can start to charge. So it basically double chaff me and it doesn't take any risk. The rest stay into position. So here those Mervets are going to be blocked all game long because I need to avoid them going out of arc. So I was just covering angles, covering with counter charge, and I push a bit the Bruiser behind the wall, getting quite close to propose him to get front charge, and I have counter charge, but he's not going to go into the trap. In the magic phase he gets some raise. Yeah, he got some raise, and with the double Banshee against Ganzorig, a Mercvet's unit, he's going to do a total of 5 wounds, and that's going to be it. My turn 3, I'm not going to charge with the Keen Eater like I said. I will continue to dance around, so I move out of arc of the spawn. Here threatening with a flank charge if I need to stick him, threatening with a back charge. Here I go into the flank, the same here, I threaten the flank as well. So I felt that's quite interesting. I charge into the Banshee, and push those guys forward, stayed as a counter charger with the Frosty, and those guys the same, still covering and counter charge. In the magic phase I'm going to get Dragon Roar but miscast. I put Dragon Roar on the Bruiser because I felt this charge could be kind of risky. He has no static, but I don't have that so many good counter charges, and I felt he could totally break me on the charge. Depending what he gets from buff, and that could be annoying, so I felt let's just get Dragon Roar to make sure I kill the Banshee, I reform, and then he's not going to charge me out if I'm behind the forest. So I get that Dragon Roar. What else? Shooting I kill not many, just 1-2 Skellies, but nothing crazy. And close combat I kill the 2 Banshees, so that's something less to worry about. And the Banshee are doing a lot of damage against Ogre unit. They are very good with the shooting. His turn is going to position the spawn just behind me to be able to counter charge in case I do anything. Those guys go in the front. This unit move a bit back, and he feeds me with another Banshee here because he was afraid of the combo charge I could potentially get, which makes sense. He see my flanks going to scream at me, shoot at me. In magic phase he gets and yeah, we both get 3. We didn't get this one, so we both get 3 clue token because he got that one last turn. So basically we are going to play for the center, and at the moment the center is just below Ganzorig unit, so I anticipate that. He gets Soul Blight on the Keen Eater, I dispel. He got the creation of unit in front here, is going to create here a chaff unit, and the Banshee alone is going to do 5 wounds into my Mercvet. So the unit of Ganzorig is very crippled. I cannot engage anything with just Ganzorig and 3 Mercvets. Against 30 more bodies in the unit, there is no way I can really engage. So I'm not going to be able to engage very much with Ganzorig, unfortunately. Let's move on to my turn 4. I'm going to eat the Banshee. Here I'm going to use his own zombie unit and stay in front. If he charges me with multiple things, I'm still bodyguard, and I have counter charge set up, so I feel it's too dangerous for him. Here I just move around with the Keen Eater to threaten the flank. This one again move to the flank out of arc. So I just continue to be annoying. I'm making those units busy. I'm threatening flanks and back. I'm feeling happy with that. I'm doing some combat in the middle and taking some points. The Banshee will be all dead, so that's already something. But I'm far away from the secondary, and at the moment I'm quite good on the primary. So we will see how that goes. In the magic phase, I dispelled Dragon Roar and Clouded Sight. I think I killed some with maybe no, I was in combat, so no fireball, nothing. I think I didn't get anything very significant this turn. His turn, he repositioned the spawn to block this guy. He chaffed me again. Here he didn't elect to charge, he didn't find any good opening, and he waited for more raise. But this time he activated the Barrel Guard and push, and he's just looking at me with multiple units ready to charge, so that's quite interesting. In the magic phase, he gets a Soul Blight, 2 wounds on this Keen Eater, and then I kept my 5 dice to dispel his 3 dice Touch of the Reaper, but unfortunately that goes through and he kills the Keen Eater. So that was a bit sad, was a bit cruel for my Keen Eater to die on the second spell, but that's how it is. My turn. Let's get you a bit inside picture. So my turn, I charge with the Frosty. So now we're going to get into action a bit more. So I charge with the Frosty because the way I was positioned, basically you can see here that way, I can fit like this, and he did it to close the door. So that's quite interesting because there's only one model fighting me. That's nice. I have counter charge overall, so I'm thinking you can charge me, but it's not that good. Here I'm still using this unit as shield, and here the Keen Eater move around this way to see the flank. And I move forward with the Merc to do some shots. And yeah, I think that's about it. In the magic phase, I do a fireball and kill 2 cavalry. I get a dragon roar on the Frosty with a big roll, so I'm going to get that, which is good news. And he dispelled the 5d3. He kept all his dice to dispel the 5d3, which could have killed the cavalry. So that's about it. In the close combat, I didn't do that much. I was surprised because I have a d3 impact on 2+. I have 6 attack strength 5 and 4 attack strength 6 plus dragon roar. But I only did a total of 5 wounds, which wasn't much, and also d6 stomp, strength 6 obviously. So I felt I could have done much, could have done more, which would have allowed me to reform and potentially flee if I need to, but I didn't do it, and basically it only popped by 3, so he still had 7 bodies left. I elected to reform a bit that way to make this charge longer, because I think it was a 5 and would have been a 6. Which make this charge to the contrary a bit longer. What I made sure I aligned perfectly those 2 units to make sure that no matter how he charged the Frosty into the flanks, he couldn't get into my bruisers. So that was the bruiser or Merc into some flanks. So that was basically the idea of the placement. Let's go into this turn. So he thought about it, and basically, if he moved in front of me, he would struggle to get that scoring close to the center, which is right here, as you can see. So he felt it's not going to be easy, and he saw that the only opportunity would be to charge the Frosty in the flank with the ghouls. So he charged me with Lady Chrysalie and the ghouls into the flank of the Frosty, which is still full life and with Dragon Roar. As you can see, I have counter charge set up everywhere, so I was quite excited by this situation. We will see how that goes. He moved the spawn here. Those guys move a bit forward. Those guys forward. Those guys forward. So his idea was then potentially to reform Lady Chrysalie in front of the Mervets, accept the charge, but then he's going to be within 6. So that was his main idea. What he didn't like is the fact that by charging with this unit into the flank, he goes out of arc, out of range of both the regeneration and the raise, meaning he has only 1 raise and he's too far from the regen, which is very important here. Yeah, that's about it. Let's move on to his magic phase. He's going to get I dispel -1 resilience, obviously, on the Frosty. He's going to get distracting on the ghouls, and we have a very dicey combat because I use Dragon Roar on the ghoul. The attack, I don't recall where I did what, but I did some damage, and then it was all down to the stomp. With all his attack, he leaves me on 1 wound, so he has some poison, he has Lady Chrysalie strength 5, but all of that combined, he leaves me on 1 wound, meaning I get to stomp. And at this moment, I was losing by 6. So if I do 6 on the stomp, it's a tie. If I do 5, I lose by 1, and so on. I did 1 on the stomp, so I needed to check on 4 rerollable, which was a bit harsh. I failed the break test, which is actually the worst outcome for me, because if he kills me, there is no pursue, no overrun. He needs to reform in front, and then my Merc Vets can charge him. But now he can pursue into the Merc Vets, and that's bad news. And those guys, he wanted to avoid the risk of making a short overrun and getting flank charge with overrun, so he just reformed them and sacrificed them. So we get the ghoul with distracting into the Merc Vets. I don't have a frost anymore, so he strikes before me. His reroll to hit. Poison, that's harsh. That's harsh. And he exactly has to add some salt on the wounds. He exactly has 4 ranks, which means +1 to wound. So that one on the stomp was horrendous. As you can see, if I would have made a bit more and potentially succeed on the check, then I could get the charge from the Mercvets, and then I kill everything, and that's the end of the game, or at least that's a game won. If I die with the Frosty, I get the charge, so it's something different because I get a +1 from the combat thrust, and I get D3 +2 strength 5 and D3 strength 4 impact, and that matters a lot against a ghoul unit. So it's very decisive. And now he gets into me, and if I would have done just a second wound on the stomp, he doesn't get the +1 to wound. So yeah, it's a bad outcome for me. So here I get a charge on my turn 6. Here I just reform with Ganzorig. I consider the fact that charging out into the mage to kill him, but then my 3 Mercvets alone would break against any unit charging. So I think here Ganzorig staying is giving me still the stubborn bodyguard and giving me a high chance of staying for the primary. So I just stick here. I charge with my Keen Eater. The main purpose here was to stick this unit here, and as you can see here, there is much more than 6 inch, meaning he's not going to be able to be within range to raise, and also he's not going to be able within range of the primary, and he's not going to be able within range of the regen. So multiple purpose of this charge. And yeah, that's about it. In the magic phase, I'm going to get Dragon Roar into the combat, which is very good. This spell, obviously, my hereditary close combat. Yeah, I was afraid because he rolled a ton of poison. And for those of you that watch a channel since a long time, most of the time that I face Lichemeister and his Vampire Covenant with my Ogre Can, the ghoul have been battering me. They have been winning the games for him, literally. They have been winning so many games for him. Every time I get bullied by the ghouls, and a bit sick of that. And it happens again. I see him rolling the poison, like first roll like 8 poison on 18 attacks. I was like, oh my god, wow, that's going to be painful. I have no frost, so I'm striking second. So all is going to be down to my performance on the Dragon Roar, on the Stomp, on the attack. But I rolled really nice on the saves, so he did a total of 7 wounds, which is not that much. I think should have done more. And I do 11 wound total back. He loses by 2. So as you can see, if I would have get the charge, that's basically the difference between him still having a unit or not. So that's huge. And obviously the Barguard dies. And you see that's the end of combat. You see how many guys are left? 7 ghouls. 7 ghouls. So if I charge +1 from the charge result, that's 6. And then D3 impact +2 on 3+, and D3 impact on 4+. I think that's the ghoul unit here. That's the ghoul unit and potentially Lady Chrysalis. So that's huge. Anyway, Lichemeister is not going to disappoint us because, like I said, until now it has been quite tactical, or at least we made, I think, sensible decision, and now he's going to go for the action and get some fun to this end game, and you will see it's going to be interesting. So he charged everything in. He elected to go with the cavalry plus the spawn into the bruiser. He sent the spawn into the Mercvets to try to kill all the wounds from the Mercvets to take the primary. He's going to send the zombie in the corner to get also the Barguard and to buff them against my bruiser to try to get me away from the primary. So he attempts a lot of things, a lot of risk. He's putting the secondary on the table, obviously. So he's taking a lot of risk, but also for the sake of fun. Basically, we didn't think long about it. It was just to get as many combat as possible, to get a lot of fun, because I think both of us were a bit frustrated from the type of game we had until now. I wasn't able really to engage, to charge much. I was chaffed, and then I got no sexy charges, and the same from him. So I think both got frustrated, and that's why he sent everything in. So in the magic phase, I have 1 heal to take out from the ghoul. Obviously, that was my main priority. 5 dice against 3. I take that back. He got the -1 resilience on the Mercvets. He got distracting on those Barguard here against my bruiser. And what happened in the combat? Here, actually, I'm going to do a lot of wounds. I roll some battle focus, and I kill a lot of Barrow. They're going to pop, so I kill that unit. So that was unexpected from me. Then on the left, we are going to do something drawish, he do some wound, I do some wounds, nothing crazy. And the combat against Genseric, he do some wounds on the Murkrats, but he doesn't kill all of them. I strike back, but I remember Genseric fluffing, because at the end, I mean, Genseric, it's 6 attack. I think I picked the paired weapon because I was hitting on 2s, so 6 attack on 2s and then 3+, and I rolled like a lot of 1 and 2s, and I did like 1 wound with him, so it wasn't that spectacular, I think, for a 500 Ogre character. I mean, it's still 6 attack, and then you can choose the weapon, 5 or 6 attack, you choose the weapon, but it's not that good. and I saw that in the combat. So I was a bit disappointed by Genseric, but then the Murkrats combat. So he goes before me, he killed my 2 Murkrats, Lady Chrysalis this time roll really good, and kill the 2 Murkrats, the ghouls finish, the ghoul manage also to do like poison and wounds. They do 3 wounds to the shaman, and you see there are not many ghouls, it's like 3 ghouls on each side basically. 3 ghouls on the shaman, 3 wounds, 3 ghouls on the BSB, 3 wounds, so he did like 12 wounds. I kill all the ghouls, which allows me to take another banner, so I take the 3 banners, I win the secondary objective, but I break from combat. I lose like, I'm on 5 rollable, I fail the check, both characters are decimated and they die. And just for the fun, he throw the dice for the pursue, I throw the dice for the flee, and he caught me. So that was really epic. So basically, yeah, I lost all that middle. Here in this action, I lost the frost, so the ghoul unit again just bullied me on this battle. But I was able to take some points late in the game due to some risk that the VC player took. And it ended up being a 10-10 at the end. I took the Bar Guard, I took the Ghoul, the 3 benches, and he took from me the Frosty, the BSB, the Shaman, the Merc, Shooty Murkrats, as well as a Keen Eater. But I'm winning secondary, which makes it a 10-10. Obviously, if he would have played a bit more strategic towards the end and not commit the Bar Guard, he could have won it easily, like a 12-13. So I think it was more for the fun and allow me to save a draw, despite the fact that I lost the most important combat on the center. Anyway, funny game. So yeah, VC happy to take the fireball side. Like we said, I think he could have taken even a more bigger advantage on the primary by playing different. I tried to play early board control to push, but I didn't get the ability to choose the primary. He countered my attempt very well. In the end game, we had some fun with a big brawl in the center, which is what let's be honest, which is what we expected from this game. We expected something more fun and less tactical, and we needed to wait until turn 6 to get that. Ghoul will continue to haunt me, yeah, every game the same, so it was funny because he was rolling like very hot dice, like 6s everywhere, and I was like, yeah, the ghouls, I mean, obviously the ghouls, obviously. Lady Chrysalis, yeah, remember, I think she fluffed the first turn against the Murkrats, but rolled really good against the Frosty, and really good the second turn where he did 12 wounds, combined with 6 ghoul and Lady Chrysalis against 2 Murkrats and 2 characters was very impressive. Then turn 5 and 6, Frost Mammoth not dying I think was the worst outcome for me. Either I needed to die or stick, and then that would have been obviously the best for me. I was able to take advantage from the small aura of VC, yeah, that was one of the issue. Also him losing sometimes the march because Lady Chrysalis was general. And yeah, I think overall, let's be honest, my impression from Genseric, it takes too many points in the list. I think Bodyguard was nice, allowed me to stay in the middle, but I mean, it takes way too many points for what he does. And that's a little bit my feeling. I'm looking forward because I'm taking part to this Legend of the 9th Age tournament. I'm really looking forward to see what some other character can do, but my general feeling at the moment is that they are slightly overpriced. They are very fun, but slightly overpriced, which is fine. I think it's easy to adjust, but I have the feeling that the team took a bit of margin or security margin by making them a bit less good. I think some of the very good thing, like Genseric at the beginning for 20 more points, had hatred on the bruiser, which was very, very good. So they took that away very quickly. Some things that were a bit too strong So not taking the risk that some of these characters could be meta driver, could be driving some new armies toward the best of the meta. So I think they didn't want that. I have the feeling that those characters are more designed for the fun and the fluff, which is nice. It's totally fine, than really the competitive. But we will see what happens next. There is at the moment a poll formula that you can fill about legendary characters, so feel free to test them and give your feedback. I think that's going to be appreciated by the staff. Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you liked it, and talk to you soon for the channel. I'm going to take part to the Legends of the 9H tournament. I'm going to do an intro video. I'm going to play Ogre, which is going to be a bit different from the French Interregio, where I'm bringing my Infernal Dwarfs, mainly due to painting reason. I wanted to continue to improve my army. So you will be able to get battle report with both army in the upcoming months, which I hope you will enjoy. Take care guys, goodbye.